What's up, everyone? We are continuing our Lucasfilm Studio Showcase coverage. We covered movies already. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. Now we're just going to start at the top for all the series and work our way down. We started the panel with Andor, which was a lot of kind of just celebration of the first season and its reception and how it went, which was a lot of fun. But they did show some footage for season 2. And they're not going to release that, I don't believe.
It was just a little teaser bit, and it was a lot of just like random clips.
Yeah.
Not a lot of dialogue.
So we're going to try to work our way through that footage, or at least talk through our emotions of what we saw. And it felt like more of the same in a good way, in the best way.
Yeah, and you could kind of tell we're going to be jumping around a lot in the timeline because there's going to be a gap in time there. And
every 3 episodes, I believe, is going to have it is going to cover a year.
Yeah. So that was kind of jarring when I remembered that, and I was watching the footage. I was like, oh yeah, when is this? Who is that? Who? When?
Yeah. Well, it's like you see a lot of the same characters, but they all look wildly different in various scenes. Like, I recall there's one shot of Andor walking, and I'm like, looks like him from season 1. The last shot of him was like some super cool spy stuff where he looked very dapper.
He looked
very fancy.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like he could have blended right in a Mon Mothma house party.
Yeah, he did.
Could have been where he was.
Maybe he was. So, okay, one thing I do remember about the start of the footage is that it was a lot like, I think, the teaser they released for season 1 in Celebration last year, where it was shots of a bunch of characters from behind walking. They just repeated that. And it was like characters you recognize, like Cassie and I think Dedra, the ISB
a lot
Colonel.
Of cool shots from the ISB.
Yeah. Like new stuff that we've never seen before.
That I can't remember the Colonel's name, but he was kind of like in the middle of this
Major Partagas, that's who I'm thinking of.
It kind of looked like a war room where there was like he was surrounded by like, I want to say TVs, but
screens
of some
hollow screens
of some kind with lots of schematics and stuff on them that looked really cool.
Yeah. There wasn't anything in it that really surprised me. There weren't any surprise characters that I can recall.
No, I mean, a lot of new faces that seemed to look like they were going to be working with the rebels.
Yeah, there was one character I recall seeing a few times that was like, had a blaster and was in the middle of a firefight, like ducked down behind a fountain or something.
Yeah.
Just like screaming and trying to stay alive. Like, the intensity of season 1, it's gonna keep up.
Yeah, I think almost all the new faces we saw were more on the Rebels side and not the ISB.
Yeah, I think I'd say that's correct. There were even side characters from the ISB that continued to pop up. I was like, oh yeah, that guy, background character. Like, they're so glupshido, I don't even know their name yet.
Yeah.
But
was B2 Emo in it?
I don't recall. I don't think he was.
I don't think he was either. I was just like, wait a second. He was on stage though, and he was like fully functional, moving, spoke a little bit, and I was like,
yeah, he welcomed everyone to Celebration, which was super sweet and super fun. I'm sure he's in the show. I think they couldn't put him in the trailer because everyone would have screamed so loud that I would have passed out and I wouldn't have seen the rest of the footage. So no B2 Emo that I can recall, but he's there. No K2SO, for example. That's a good point too.
True. Yeah, this just really bare bones little teaser, which is fine. And he did give us a little bit of an idea of where he's at in production.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That he said they're halfway through production, so they only have half the footage. We don't know which episodes they've shot first or last or whatever. It might have just been footage from the first 2 arcs.
Yeah.
If it's the first half of the season, then I'm like, oh my god, and so much.
That's typically what they will show in teaser trailers anyways.
Yeah.
Even full trailers. It's usually the front half of the show.
Also a great point. But yeah, they didn't like throw in K2SO as the final shot or anything.
Nope.
It was all very just it was more about the mood, which is what they did for the teaser for season 1, where it was just like this weird, like, guttural throat noise. And you're like, what is this?
Yeah.
And it was very cool.
I think he alluded to it maybe being out by next August.
Yeah, he was like, if we follow the same format as the last time, then we're going to shoot, and then we're going to wrap up and spend about a year on post-production, and it'll come out. So he said, hopefully August of next year, 2024.
Which means, yeah, they would wrap everything shooting-wise this August, and then spend a year just cleaning it up and editing it.
I think they said, or was it supposed to be August 31st last year? And then they pushed it to end of September. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess September 2024.
It'll be the fall.
Yeah. Latter half of 2024. What they've shown so far looks great, which I bring this up a lot, like 2019 when they showed Mandalorian footage, and I was like, it was not done. And I had like this worried feeling of, oh, Star Wars on TV might not work. And then how wrong I was, and how far they've come to the point where all the footage of shows that they're currently shooting looks like, can we just watch it now? It looks done.
Yeah.
It looks so good. So yeah, there's not a ton of specifics to talk about. Every character you would expect to be in there was there. Cyril Karn, Mon Mothma, Luthen.
Didn't see Perrin, I don't think.
I think we did. I think he was one of the behind the back shots.
If we did, he was doing something dumb.
The stupid
No one
Perrin.
cares.
Stupid Perrin. We don't need to see you. There was one shot that literally I just went like, and it was just a shadow on like a watery walkway, and the reflection in the shadow, like the cinematography looked so cool. So we're more just discussing feelings, emotional reactions to the trailer, more than what was in it, because we couldn't film it. We just have to try to remember. But I remember how it made me feel, and I felt good.
We felt pretty good.
I felt like celebrating. Well, I think that's it for Andor.
I think so.
Move on to something else. Okay, well, we're gonna wrap this video up and talk about something else in a second. I think Skeleton Crew. I don't know. We'll talk about something in a second.
Yeah.
The Acolyte. That's next.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. So stay tuned for that video. It'll be out shortly. If it's not already, it'll be in the playlist that I'll put up on the screen. Thank you for watching. May the Force be with you. Follow us on Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter for all of our live tweeting from the panels, so you can keep up to date by the second.
Yeah.
As we learn stuff.
That's our next live tweeted panel will be Ahsoka tomorrow. But yeah, stay tuned to this playlist for even more